Well, folks, it is Nintendo Direct leak season, rumors, all that jazz. In fact, if everything is true, we're about to get 2 Nintendo Directs and a Pokemon Presents in the next 3 months. Pokemon Presents and Nintendo Direct in the month of February, which begins tomorrow. And then obviously we already know the already announced April 2nd Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. Oh, baby, baby, baby. I'm so excited for that one. But we have some rumors and some leaks surrounding these Directs that are going to turn them into possibly some of the biggest Nintendo Directs there is. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if this next one for Nintendo Switch 1 is one of the bigger Nintendo Switch 1 Directs. I think that's pretty hard to say at this point towards the end of the generation, but there should be some exciting stuff in it if rumors are to be believed. And then obviously April 2nd, right? That's the Direct we're all counting down towards. We're 61 days away at the time of recording this video from that Direct. Oh boy, things are getting exciting, but we gotta first dabble a little bit into the Direct that's rumored for next month because there's some stuff surrounding that, some new things that are happening that are starting to, at least to me, confirm certain games that are going to be in this Direct. So, folks, I am Nathaniel RoboJets from Nintendo Prime. I want to thank you for being here. If you're enjoying this video and you want to stay as up to date on Nintendo as you possibly can, all you got to do is subscribe right here as we're on our journey to 150,000 subscribers. All right, first, what are we talking about with the Direct next month? Let's recap a little bit. PH Brazil was over there 15 days ago. We actually talked about this last year, but corrected it like 15 days ago over on FamilyWars saying, what a ride it's been, huh, y'all? Thankfully, February Direct is just around the corner. Now, PH Brazil is someone who's gotten a lot of things correct last year. A few things he was a bit off on, but for the most part, he called things like back in August, how there would be like multiple Direct style events. And we had a museum Direct, we had an indie world, we had a third party Direct. So we've never had all of that happen. And 2 of those happened back to back on the same day. He called all of that. Pretty impressive, if we're honest. So, hey, he seems to have some credibility. We're going to fly with that because if you remember this rumor from PH Brazil, we talked about this 10 days ago. You know, he said, hey, the final big game for Switch 1, and he means like a brand new exclusive game that's not announced yet. He refers to it as a somewhat niche despite calling it a big announcement. He also describes it as a new version of a beloved series, not a remaster. Now, we've talked about this one and we speculated about it before, but I wanted to bring it up because it's kind of a recap of stuff that we already talked about. But we have an update on a rumor that is for this Direct from Nate the Hate. So if this Direct is happening, Nate the Hate put out there that Kirby Planet Robobot is coming to Nintendo Switch in 2025. Now, we had not had any public evidence that this was the case until now because a Kirby Planet Robobot Nendoroid has been relisted by Good Smile. You could pre-order it. They've released this in the past. They're bringing it back. They're shipping it in Q4 of 2025. Again, this is not a new Nendoroid. This is an old one for a Kirby Planet Robobot coming back. Now, why are they bringing this one back? Why are they doing it? Why are they bringing it back? What's the big deal here? Well, could it be because Kirby Planet Robobot is indeed in next month's Nintendo Direct? So for you Kirby fans out there, you guys see me wear my Kirby shirt sometimes. You know I love Kirby. It's just something to pay attention to. I think this Direct is going to actually be fairly beefy. I think it's going to feature a lot of third-party games and some indies, maybe even Silksong. But it's also going to have some goods from Nintendo as well. Not just Metroid Prime 4 or even Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered, but a game from a niche franchise that's exciting for, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Maybe Fire Emblem, Donkey Kong, something. So I'm pretty excited. That being said, we have some rumors and stuff that might pertain to the April Direct as well. And this is a report coming out of Vandal. So we translated this page over because it's obviously not in English. Vandal is not an English website. And this is pretty exciting stuff. So Forza Horizon 5, we talked about that yesterday. It was announced for PlayStation 5 with the spring release date. And rumors are that it's going to be available on Nintendo Switch 2. Again, we talked about that yesterday. Xbox boss Phil Spencer said these days that there will be no red lines in his plan to expand the catalog on the rest of the consoles. And there are several games that will be announced in the coming months. Recent leaks have talked about Halo, the Master Chief Collection, and Gears of War Ultimate Edition, or a remastered collection of these series on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2. According to our sources, some of the closest ones are Killer Instinct and Starfield, which has been in development for at least PlayStation 5 since its launch on Xbox Series and PC in late 2023. There are more games in the works, including Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, which was found testing online late last year. Tom Warren speculated about Age of Mythology Retold and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. we have information about another game that has already started its adaptation to PlayStation 5 and or Switch 2, the new Fable from Playground Games. So it's possible that in this case, the launch will be simultaneously on all platforms. Guys, Fable can be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm so excited about that one. I've been a huge Fable fan for a long time, so this one really makes me happy. Like, again, these are all rumors, and this would be so big that this is the kind of thing that you would see announced in literally the Nintendo Direct in April. But let's keep going in this article. Games come first. It says Phil Spencer has touched on the cross-platform strategy in the past week in several interviews, confirming that he won't put up any barriers to any games on any other console. We love our platform and our hardware, but we're not going to put up barriers to people being able to interact with great games our studios are creating. Our games will appear in more places, no doubt. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Doom: The Dark Ages have been announced for PlayStation 5 and are expected to be ported to Nintendo Switch 2. The initial lineup for Nintendo's new console should be revealed at the Nintendo Direct scheduled for April 2nd. A month later, users will be able to try out the console first half at the Switch 2 experience, and that's because they're in a different country, where their Switch 2 experience is the month later. For us here in the United States, it's like 2 days after. Like 2 days after the event, some people will get to go hands-on with Switch 2 and try out some games, probably both first-party and third-party. So, guys, I'm really, really excited about these two Directs. I can't tell you how important these Directs are to the future of Nintendo. This Direct coming up in February is probably the final Nintendo Switch dedicated Direct, assuming it happens. There's actually more reasons to think it's going to happen and when. I want to get to that in a moment, but I just want to briefly just note that these Directs matter. This final Switch one the one for Switch 1 is going to set up Switch 1. I don't just think for the next few months. I think it's setting up the Switch for the rest of the year. Because once we get to the Switch 2 Direct, I think Nintendo's focus is going to shift their marketing-wise to Switch 2 and the launch of Switch 2 and the games coming to Switch 2 and less on Switch 1. So this next Switch 1 Direct next month is huge. Now, this is where things get interesting. We might know when the Nintendo Switch Direct next month is going to be happening. Let's head on over here to this thread over on the Nintendo Switch Direct. It says, potential February Direct on the 5th, 12th, or 19th. They've done a Switch Direct almost every February on a Wednesday, so that's one thing. But look at this image. This image is crazy. So a new major first-party game title will supposed to be shown. That's by Brazil. Investors meeting on February 4th. There has been a Nintendo Direct in February the last 4 years on a Wednesday. And then this thing with the maintenance. This is what's really interesting with the maintenance. Nintendo have a long history of doing maintenance around Direct times. They usually do this before a Direct, and there is some server maintenance and some shenanigans going on around that timing. Now, if you go over to Family Boards, you're actually going to see that they've narrowed down the type of maintenance and its relevancy. Of course, a lot of users over there are kind of like, yeah, it's still coincidental because there's other times it didn't happen, but still, you line all the things up, the investors meeting, the rumors, the last 4 Februaries. People are sort of narrowing it down that it's likely to happen on the 5th, which is the day after the investors meeting. So we'll see if that ends up lining up. Nintendo would pre-announce a Direct like they usually do. It'd be announced on the 4th. So it'd be announced before the investors meeting, I believe, or maybe just after the investors meeting, maybe even announced at the investors meeting. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So I'm just really excited about all of this. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to happen next week. A lot of this is just rumors, although the Kirby Planet Robobot stuff is starting to feel not like a rumor because the Nendoroid's coming back. That's actually happening. That's not a rumor. And with that coming back, Kirby Planet Robobot almost seems like it's assured to get announced for Switch 1 next month. Whew. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Pretty jam-packed for like an 8 to 10 minute video, but hey, I'm really excited about everything going on, guys. We're getting into Direct season. We're getting into Switch 2 season. We're getting into all the good stuff that I played Nintendo for. We're going to start getting all the big games all over again for a new generation, a new Smash Bros., a new Zelda, a new Mario, a new Animal Crossing, a new Fire Emblem, a new Xenoblade, and the list goes on. New Kirby, new Donkey Kong. We're so close. We're so close. The month of February begins tomorrow. That puts April like 2 months away. 2 months away. Ah! All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am Nathaniel Rojas from Nintendo Prime. I got to calm down a bit. Whew. I'll catch you in the next video.